not for everyone, but more and more people are working from their home. Our expert has some ideas on what your space should look like. And I'm here with Gary, Sarah, and we're talking about live-work spaces. I know artists, that's the first thing I think. Someone who's, going to paint in their home, right, and they've got kind of a home-based studio. But what other industries are we seeing where you are having people actually working in their homes?
We're seeing really a broad range. We're seeing people in new media, graphic design, but really the list goes on and on. It can just be an urban professional, somebody who has a home-based business that wants that flexibility.
Do you get a lot of people approaching you? So you're a realtor yourself. Do you get many people coming to you with these kind of live-work scenarios? Is that a big part of your business?
It is. I specialize in these types of properties, so I do have a lot of clients that are looking for that flexibility and want, a fluid floor plan that allows them to live and move around as they like. And I think the other part of that is, Dawn, is that people want something that's a little bit different. They want the eclectic feel, that mix of old and new and industrial, commercial, residential, and they typically are looking for something that's not cookie cutter, so to speak. And a lot of times they are people that are in the creative sort of fields. So, something like that appeals to them, of course.
What would the typical workspace, live workspace look like? Would it be, would you see like a multi-level home in that kind of scenario, or what is it usually like?
Yeah, it really, there's a broad range. It can be just literally like a one-level sort of very raw and hard loft, as a term being, where it's very industrial, or it can be like this property, a two-level unit where there's the sleeping quarters up and then the main level, which has everything else.
So a scenario where you would have, like, obviously you said, typically a bedroom upstairs, is that usual, where you wouldn't necessarily have your bedroom being more prominent than the workspace?
Right, yeah. I would definitely say that it can be a sort of a multi-level scenario, but a lot of times, depending on the size of the unit, very often it's one level, and so it because of the fluidity of the space, really it's just then sort of divided up into a living area, a sleeping area, maybe a work area.
Okay, so when you're trying to match the right person to the right property, and you're looking like at a live-work scenario, and you say, artists are typically a good candidate for this because it's kind of that free-flowing lifestyle. What are the personality traits you have to have? If you're not an artist, what kind of personality traits should I have to make this the most workable, I guess?
Right. I think something like this would be somebody who really wants to have flexibility and creativity, and they don't want to have sort of a set out floor plan where it's like, this room is my bedroom, this room is my kitchen, this room is my living room. A lot of times people in these types of properties want flexibility. They want to be able to switch things around and the movement that comes from that. And they're, like I said, they're creative types.
And what are the types of price points that we're looking at as far as that kind of workspace? I mean, can it be, are you seeing people spending $2 million on a live workspace?
Right, yeah. It does. There's a huge range. I mean, it could start as low as $200,000 for a small sort of studio space that could be around 400 square feet or under, up to, $1.2 million for, a large space that would be in the downtown core, right in the heart of Gastown, for example, or something.
Well, in addition to a short commute and virtually no rush hour traffic, working from home can offer a wide range of benefits. Our expert explains. For someone looking at working in their home, what do they need to know with respects to, zoning or insurance or any of that kind of stuff?
If they're running an actual business where they are the business is based in the home and it's a licensed business, and they're having clients come and go, then it really should be deemed as commercial, because many buildings that are condominium buildings will not allow home-based businesses where customers are coming and going. Right. Having said that, home-based businesses that are just strictly somebody working at home, then it's not as critical. So you could have a residential zoned business, building, and still have a home-based business from that.
Right, and of course you'd have other liabilities with respect to insurance. Right. Someone hurts themselves and it would happen that they were coming up for a business. It could actually be a really big problem, I expect, for the business owner.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
When you're dealing with issues of zoning, for instance, how would the average person know where to, I guess, find out whether or not zoned properly?
Yeah, great question. Either the City of Vancouver would be a good initial source, but if you're looking for properties on the multiple listing service, they always always denote what the zoning is.
Okay.
So, contacting your realtor or having an agent like myself that specializes in these types of properties will really be a good source to find out that information.
When you're dealing with a strata, how important is it to consult with the strata or discuss with the strata the nature of your business? Is that necessary? Are you obligated?
In a typical strata, Dawn, I mean, generally speaking, if you're running a home-based business, there are strata bylaws that will not allow, for example, clients to come and go to the home. In a live work like this, you can legally run a business from it, and then basically that percentage that is business, then you have to pay your taxes and claim GST and all of that. So it's a completely different arrangement. And with that, I always let my clients know that they should always refer to a tax accountant and a lawyer in terms of guiding them in the implications that come with that.
And also the benefits that could come with that as well, right?
Yeah.
Write-offs.
Absolutely.
Okay. What kind of write-offs would we see possibly for people that are knowing that people should obviously consult with a tax professional or even like legal professional? But in your experience, what are the things that people are looking at as far as the benefits of working at home?
Yeah, that's a great question, Don. Things like writing off their part of their mortgage payments. The expenses of improvements within the property itself, those things can be written off because they're part of the live-work arrangement. So again, that's where an accountant or a lawyer would really be beneficial in advising, especially a tax accountant, in terms of what write-ups are possible and more charged.